How the heck are you doing today? I'm so excited because what is it about? Business. Business, business, business. And it doesn't matter what kind of business. Well, it actually doesn't matter what kind of a business, but specifically, we are going to be delving into if your dream is to have an equine business, a horse business, of whatever that may look like. We are going to be giving you so much detail. You want paper, you want pen, or you want to type really fast, but I don't know. I still think the manual way of doing things really sticks in our brain really well.
Come back and watch this again later too.
That's very, very true.
Rewind, fast forward, pause, all those good things later on as well. But please do let us. Oh, we got Shannon on already. She's already cursing. What's going on, Shannon? So
I love it.
We do love it when people let us know who you are, where you're from, so we know who we're talking to as well. Oh, she says, I need paper. That's right. You can get some paper. So we are very, very excited about this one today because it's just good stuff. But we'll go through our regular rigmarole first.
Yeah, it messed my brain up seeing your words. I'm like, that's not what we're talking about.
The certification course?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can change that after. But
okay,
sorry,
it just messed my brain. Facebook, TikTok people.
That's what it is.
Because it is all business today.
That's
right. It's just business.
Business.
Yes.
We're getting to the business of things. And we got
Yes.
Dawn from North Wales, UK. Hey.
Ooh, we got another UKer.
Yeah, a few of those.
I wish I could change my accent, but I can't. Because I would talk and
but
wouldn't it be fun?
I feel like I would really like you to try. I just feel like it would just make me so happy. And it would make me say, holy jumping tuna fish when she did it, because it would blow my mind. So throw in that hashtag,
holy jumping tuna fish, when something blows your brain.
Knocks your socks off. You're like, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought of it that way before. Throw in that holy jumping tuna fish, because we always like to know what's rocking your world at the end of the day. And then, of course, if you are on here and you know some other people that are maybe in the horsey business side of things, or really any business.
Any business, it does. But I mean, this is truly specific to the horse industry. And again, it doesn't matter what it is in the horse world. You still have to have specific things to build that foundation. So help people out. It's great to own your own business. And even if you work for someone else, to have a part-time your own business, it's outrageously fantastic.
Outrageously.
Yeah.
So sure. So we want you to get this out to as many people as possible, because really we need more equine businesses out there.
Oh,
it's kind of taken a bit of a dive.
You know, there's some stats on that. We work with the University of Guelph and oh my gosh,
Gail Ecker.
Ecker.
That's what we're going to call her.
Oh my gosh. You know, she gave us stats, and this was probably about 6 years ago, through all of the research that they have been compiling, that in like 10 years, our equine world is coming way down because so many people are not being in front of the equine world, like it's being taken away.
Introduced to horses or anything like that at any point. So there's all sorts of people that are going to be going through going through their entire lives without even being near a horse or understanding how incredible they are.
So we got to keep it up.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sadness pie. So definitely, share this one out, because we want people to know that piece. And we also want people to know,
that's my grandson up there.
It sounds like we have leprechauns running up and down. It's
happy leprechauns.
Yeah, he's having a great time. But this hashtag, we are life changers. We're not just talking about us. We're talking about you. We're talking about your horses. We're talking about everybody out there who has an opportunity to change a life for the better every single day that we live and breathe. And really, it boils down to kindness.
That's all it is. And, you know, this is why I love our Facebook tribe, our TikTok tribe, because, you know, kindness is sharing as well. Why would we or any of us always keep secrets into how we can all work together better on this earth, on this planet? Like, we should be sharing. It doesn't matter if you're not taking a certification course with us. We want to help you in whatever way you can, because we know horses, like you said, they're magical, they're the unicorn, and we have to help more people to be introduced to this incredible world that helps us all heal, and such benefits that non-horse people really, truly can't even understand.
So true. Yeah, so true. So spread that kindness around like glitter, because glitter goes everywhere. So just glitter bomb some kindness out into the world. That's what we need a little bit more. And it can come from communication too. My goodness. There have been some times lately, people, that I just don't know what to do. I think I'm a pretty good communicator. We all need to improve for sure, but communicate with kindness as well.
Oh, it's so much nicer than meanness. And Rosalind from Souk, BC. This is funny. My family and I went out to Souk, BC a few years ago, and I didn't realize that Souk was small as it was, but we went out on the whale watching. So me with those, no, it had to be longer because they were young, and we were just in that little like tube
dinghy,
a dinghy with the whales, and I'm like, "Are you a good mom? Because you're taking your kids out and all of these."
Is this okay that this whale is 10,000
Yeah,
bigger
exactly.
than
But we did a lot of zip lining, so we like the zip lining.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Super long time ago.
Yeah.
And the hot spring. They have the hidden little hot pools or something like that.
I've heard good things of Souk.
Souk.
And then also, if you're catching this later on replay, throw in that hashtag replay and let us know that you came and visited. Say hi so we can say hi back as well.
We like that.
We do like that. Okay, so I guess that takes us back to us.
Yes.
So just so you know who we are, my name is Carolyn Charles. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing, as well as an instructor and facilitator for the Equine Connection, the Academy of Equine Assisted Learning, Inc.
You know, sometimes I'm wanting to be right on time, and then sometimes she doesn't throw in the ink. Yeah. So my finger's like ready to go, and she drops it. I'm like, okay, now you've messed our whole system. Seriously.
I left it for you today.
Oh my goodness. Bizanson, get out of here. I was just thinking about you, Sarah.
I just used my cup.
Because I was just using my cup. Anyway, everybody, hi, I'm Carrie Fulmick. I'm the founder of the Equine Connection. And so excited because globally helping people do what it is that we do. And it truly is the greatest job in the world. And it is working with equine, with horses. We do it every day. We do not have riding programs. We literally have a program that's equine assisted learning, where, again, it's really what it is, like horse assisted learning, where the horse literally is the teacher in our certification, because bottom line, the foundation of the welfare of the horse comes first in our certification. And that's the one thing we're most proud of. So there's no pulling horses, there's no pushing horses, trying to do all those human things, no using horses. But we also are set up with a curriculum program. So that's the beauty, because you always have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You have results for your clients. And we've been doing this now for, well, I've been personally doing it for about 17 years. And I've always been an entrepreneur, and horses, definitely a huge passion, but business is my other great passion. Like when you're an entrepreneur, you can hardly even sleep, because your brain and your passion is always driving you forward. So this is why we want to help you to create what you want to create in this world.
And don't be sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I am not that person who is wanting to be this entrepreneur or dreaming about this every night. It doesn't mean you can't do it. You just have to know how. That's where the business part and training comes in too, because if you don't have the steps in it, you don't know how to do it, then it can be very, very difficult. But that's why you got to go with the groups, the people that help move you forward, because you don't have to have been a lifelong entrepreneur to learn how to run your own business.
Heck no.
Heck no.
So let's get into business, people. And we are open to all kinds of questions. And hang on. If you hang on to the end too, we're actually giving you a gift today. And it is a fun gift that has strictly to do with business. And again, it's not just equine assisted learning. It's any kind really of business, but we're always going to make it with the horse, because we're experts in the field, being this way for 17 years, doing all the wrong things, doing the right things, then doing the wrong things again, then doing the right things, and then doing the wrong. You see, in business, let me tell you, people, there's never a time, just like life, where you're like, I'm on. No,
this is going exactly to plan, is what no entrepreneur says ever.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So here's the first thing I want you to write down is just what we said. It's not because you're doing it wrong that you think things are not aligning or coming in the way it's supposed to be. This is just part of the process in creating and designing your own business. But please do ask us as many questions as you want as we are rolling along. What?
Shannon, Half the wrong is the significant others. Just saying.
Yeah, I can put some of that on that. Yeah, I like that.
That's funny.
That's very true. So one of the first things you have to do is you have to build the business. So you have to first create what's the foundation of your business, like the foundation of your home. It's got to be strong. It's got to be rock solid. So I'm going to tell you right now, you are the foundation to your business.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's like, oh, build a business in this many days and you'll be successful. If you still don't understand that you're the foundation, and it's because of you and your uniqueness and your gift that you're going to bring to your community, to the world, whatever it is you're going to market in your industry, that's the first thing that people will sometimes do wrong. They forget about the important ingredient of the foundation, which is me, myself, and I. You can't do it for other people. You can't do it because people say to do it. You have to do it because you have a burning passion for something or desire. That's right. And, I do have to say, one of the biggest things being an entrepreneur since I've been in diapers, the biggest thing we all strive for and look for in life is purpose. We're always wondering, what is our purpose on this short little time that we have here on earth? And, purpose still boils down to it's helping another human.
Yeah. It doesn't have to do with helping yourself. It really, like, you get your bucket filled out of it. Absolutely. But it's never about how it's going to benefit you in a purposeful way. Like it is about helping other people somehow.
Exactly. So here's the first thing that you want to write down and think about. This is just not a fast little thing, but why? Why do you want to do this? What is it that burns inside of you that is going to help somebody else? But you have to actually put down your whys.
And your answer isn't to make 6 figures in 2 years. That's not your why.
No.
That's wishful thinking.
Or it's a goal.
It's a goal, but it's not
but
your
it's
why.
not your why.
It. Yeah. It's, that you've wanted to help people your entire life. It's the feeling that you get from that. It's because you were this person at one point and you want other people to experience that. It's the pieces that's like in-depth you as to why you were going to do this business.
Exactly. Well said.
Thank you.
The second thing you want to think about as do this with your favorite, comfy clothes on and your favorite drink. And
Carrie is all about business in pajamas.
I really am, because I get so much done in pajamas.
Yeah.
I love snow days.
Yep.
When all I get to do is focus on business. I just love business. It eats me up and make me go farther. Anyway, going back to being calm and relaxed here. Now, what you're going to try to do is through your why. What's your vision to this business? What's your mission? Vision and mission are 2 different things.
Yes.
But we're going to be able to use those 2 components to actually build our business.
And you still can't have those pieces until your why. You still have to figure out the why piece first, and then you can go to your mission and vision from there as well. But again, that why is such a foundational piece of everything else sits on it that you don't want it to be a house of cards. You have to make sure you're very, very clear in your why to get to the vision and mission of your business as well.
And just so you know, your vision and mission does not have to be huge. Sometimes people go, woo, lots of verbiage.
Yeah.
Like, really keep it succinct and strong with what it is you're trying to do.
That was the word in my head too.
Was it?
Yeah.
And it's like I read it. See, TikTok?
Yeah.
And we have TikTok going too. So that's sometimes why we look there, because our poor TikTok tribe.
And we can't see your questions. TikTok
No,
people.
we just can't.
Do private messages later.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So do we want to give an example of a vision or a mission? Are you clear on what a vision and mission is?
Or if you have one, or you think you have one, put it in the comments too.
That's also a good idea.
This interactive here as well.
Because you want it to connect to the humans that you are wanting to actually offer your services to.
And this isn't simple necessarily.
No.
Like, it took us a long time of writing and rewriting and thinking, is that the actual piece of it, or is it this, or what is it that means the most to us, or how does it differ from our missions, from our goals, and all those other pieces too. So take your time. It might be the kind of thing that you write it out and then you just let it sit for a day, and then you come back to it and read it again. Does it strike that chord? Does it feel good?
It feel good. Na 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 na. You
It
know
should.
that it should now.
So you want it to be something that you can revisit to keep you on track with why you're doing what you're doing, because that really is what they are. You want to make sure you're still on track, on par. And even us still, this many years later, we still go back and take a look at it. At least every year, I think we hit it.
We do.
Just
And
to make sure we're on par.
And it used to be like we used to have like maybe 5 sentences. Like I think, now we have 2. And we really wanted to nail it. Actually, we only have 1.
Yeah.
Ours is connecting people and horses, empowering both to live their best lives through life-changing skill development exercises that will move them forward to life with purpose. So we're like, yeah, it's got everything that helps us to stay on our mission.
Yeah.
So with our certification courses, with our clients, which are, we work with organizations, the Calgary Dream Center and Simon House, which are recovery centers. So this still fits with our mission, with STAND, with doing our programs with Authentic You Women's Workshops.
Even team building.
Team building. It fits for every part of who we are targeting to help.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it wasn't simple.
Oh,
so don't think you're
so
going to just
hard.
like blurt it out and write it down. Come back, rework it, revisit it, take another look at it, put it down for a minute, come back again later. Like really feel good. Like when you say it out loud that you're like, yeah, that hits my soul strings. I don't know if those are a thing, but
we'll go with it.
Yeah, heartstrings. That's what they are.
Now your next component is going to be your brand. What do you want your brand? First of all, you are your brand. I still always need you to understand you're the billboard, the walking billboard to your brand.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like if you own a salon for doing hair, you should look stunning when you literally go out in public. And I don't mean stunning as in you have to look like Tammy Wynette or Dolly Parton.
Good hair.
But you should always have good hair, even the cutest little ponytail on earth, even if you have your own business in your basement or you're sharing a chair with someone else. Like it's always thinking about what does my brand represent? So a long day ago, I used to wear this old coat when we had clients coming into the arena to go through the programs. Now, why I thought that this was acceptable, I will never know, but it had tears and rips and, using duct tape. And Carolyn finally said to me, I think it might be time to represent who you are in this business. We don't have to look ugly just because we're working with horses.
Yeah, I think that time of that one has gone. And she told me the same about another sweater of mine, that black one that you're like, ew, it's time to say bye-bye to that now. But it's so comfy. That was both of our reaction. Yeah. But your brand is not, like a lot of people think your brand is your logo. That's only part of it.
Yeah.
Very small part of it. In fact, your logo is kind of how you're going to structure visually your colors, your basis of that kind of thing. But your entire brand is how you want people to feel when they're on your page, when they're checking out your Facebook, when they're watching your videos. Your brand is a whole lot more than just a logo and a color palette.
It's true.
They still have to all kind of match and mesh together. But don't get confused in that thinking that it's just like, oh, I got the bestest logo in the entire world. It's your entire feel of your business and what you're projecting out to the public. So your brand is pretty big.
It really is huge. And again, today is all about building that foundation. So we're not going to go into the websites, the marketing, all of those things, because there's no point. You still have to build the foundation of what this business is going to be first, because that will help you for the other pieces of your business later on.
The one thing I want to mention to you about your brand is it can't be just specific to your own thoughts. Like it has to be something. So you might have a story as to why pink means something for you, but if you're doing corporate team building, it's not going to mean the same thing for them, right?
Yeah.
So your brand has to be something that represents how a stranger would feel about your business, not how you necessarily feel about your business, if that makes sense.
Well, I think more or less what you're saying, you can't take it personal. So yeah. You still have to represent the brand. Who you are is the major brand, and then everything else that breaks off of it. Yeah. I don't think that's the word I'm using, right? But very much so. I remember we had this was me, because I'll take the blame for all of this. I wanted the word spiritual equine connection for my company name, because I wanted this to be the last business on earth that I was doing. And spiritual I thought with the spirit of the horse, like it's such a healing process, but that name actually wrecked us because it gave falseness to actually what it was we were doing, because people who just read the name are thinking we're doing church service, even though we weren't.
Yeah.
But we couldn't get team building. And even the schools, because, you know, in Canada, you can't even speak the word God. But that wasn't even what the name was representing.
No.
So we literally had to do a focus group, and we ixnayed the name. So
but
don't
we kept
take
it for our society.
Yeah. But don't take it personal, because if you're doing business, you have to be open to being in business. So you have a business mind and you have a personal mind. Even if you love that picture so much because it means something to you, get over it.
Yeah.
If it's not going to represent what you're actually selling, take the business side and let other people help you on that.
Another little example of was somebody's name. They called them Diva Equine something services. Or
I
something
remember
like
that.
And it was after Diva, their horse, because the horse that changed their life name was Diva. Well, unfortunately, that didn't kind of roll with what they were trying to get out there, because then automatically people thought it was for women, and it wasn't just for women. They were doing youth programs actually. So they had to kind of adjust it and change it up because of what the public perceives, not just what our initial feelings are for ourselves.
It's true.
Yeah.
Then the next step, now you're going to define your audience. Who are those humans that you are wanting to help? You cannot help everybody.
Nope.
So, for example, if you are doing, let's say, horse treats, let's say you make your own horse snacks. Like, the beauty is, you know, your market's going to be horse people. Yeah. Like, that's clear, because the dog people and the cat people are not going to buy those from you.
Either. Yeah.
No bird people. But you have to define who's your audience. If you're doing something like we're doing, an equine assistant, we know, first of all, and I always suggest do 2 target audiences to begin with, because it's a lot of work. You can, if you had 10 different audiences that you're wanting to help, or I want to help everybody, you can't.
You couldn't clearly market to them. So you would think you're trying to help everybody, but end up helping nobody. And that's kind of how target markets would work if you overdo it. Exactly.
Yeah. So really important to figure out, like, if it's youth at risk, and that was our first one, youth at risk, why our hearts, it just, when we said it, we knew we wanted to help in that area. And it made our hearts feel so good to be able to help with purpose, to help children who maybe are not having all of the same benefits as traditional kids might have. So that's what we were going with.
But we didn't just say youth at risk.
No.
That's not a target market.
No.
That's just the title for your target market. So we had to figure out from what age group, from what location, what point in their recovery are they at? What are we looking for as the general outcomes? Is it through an organization or is it not through an organization? So we definitely, like, you can't just put a title and say youth at risk. Well, there's a whole bunch of youth at risk in different ways, from different backgrounds, from different. You really have to focus on exactly who it is that you're wanting to work with, rather than, again, keeping it super generic, because then we get into that, you try to help everybody, you help no one thing again.
It's like we have a lot of our own facilitators, they've gone through breast cancer. So one of their target markets is women who've gone through breast cancer, but also families of women who've gone through breast cancer. So it's very, very specific when you're getting into it. The one thing that will help you as well is when we were starting with our certification courses and helping other people to do what we did, I actually wrote a letter. So what I did is I wrote who I saw in my head as the target person. So thinking target audience, think of one person. So I thought of what this one person was, and I typed out that she was in her 40s, her early 40s. She wore a white t-shirt. She wore jeans, cowboy boots, loved being free out in the earth. Like, I described everything. She was divorced. She had whatever. I just kept naming everything about the person.
Describing who that person is.
Exactly, for the certification course, because that's who we wanted to market to. Well, lo and behold, by the time I finished the whole letter, I'm like, we reread it. I'm like, well, heck, that sounds like me. Like, it's funny how that rolls, but write out what your client looks like. So that's tons of work too. What do they look like? Be so specific.
And we're not saying that if somebody else comes to you and falls in your lap to say, oh, you aren't my target market, sorry. No,
you take it. You take it
the
all.
business because you want to take the business and move your business forward. But it's funny when you end up doing some of the markets that you weren't going for, sometimes that's where your mission and vision start to go out of balance a little bit too. So that's why you keep coming back to those other pieces. So your why and your foundational pieces don't just go away after you've written them. Go back, revisit, see, are you in the right place? Are you feeling that this is working for you as a business as well? Is your life balance and work balance on par as to where they're supposed to be? So you still kind of like, they're like building blocks, if you will.
They really are.
As to going forth and getting your business rolling.
And, you know, for those of you who already have a business going in the equine industry, something to keep in mind with even redoing this again, like this to me is always in business, and we should always be doing this at least every couple of years to make sure it's fitting that balance and where our passion still lies. So we did Youth at Risk. Again, those were kids with addictions in alcohol, drugs, and solvent abuse. We changed our market 9 years after working with them. We decided we needed to go a different path now. It wasn't feeling the same way, because if it doesn't feel good and right, that is your time to make a change. So this helps us every single time we make a change in the market.
Absolutely.
Another thing, write this down, is identifying problems. Even though you may not know what problems are, I can tell you what one thing is right off the top of my head in 2.3 seconds: money. Because people always talk about we don't have money. Yeah, well, welcome to creating your dream. We're not all made of money to be able to just make a dream come true, but I swear to you, you start building this, your foundation of what your business looks like, there is something that's miraculous that happens, a pathway, an idea, someone in your path who brings an opportunity to you, even in money. So that's just my first opinion.
And for being the person that I'm frugal.
She's very frugal.
Part with money if it's unnecessary to do so. I can actually attest to this, is that when you, it's not necessarily the whole it takes money to make money kind of thing, even though it kind of is, but it's a cycle of money that goes through. It's the people who sit back and say, oh, someone owns their own business, they must be super rich. Well, no, not necessarily at all. But the way that the money works allows everybody to keep rolling with things, and what comes in goes out, but you still have to be able to get all those parts rolling. But don't think you have to have tons of money to start, or tons of money to keep it going, or be making 6 figures a year to have a business. That's not the way it necessarily works. It's just knowing that it's a secular piece that goes with the money side of owning your own business and being an entrepreneur.
Another way to identify problems so that you're always proactive is, how are you on social media? How are you in front of a camera? Because sorry, people, in this day and age, it is you who's the brand. It is you that will sell your business. It doesn't matter how many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that we have ever put into using Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is we're doing. We make the best sales doing a face-to-face or going to a networking meeting, because you're with humans who are like-minded. We just met a guy on a plane. He wants to come and take our program because we told him what we do in team building. So he's already wanting to get booked in, and that was just me. That's the brand. We did this big conversation on the plane. Did we know it was going to happen? Heck no.
Were we prepared? Nope.
Well,
we
are
because
prepared.
We always are prepared.
We're always prepared.
Facebook jail sucks. It does. That's the only thing with some of the social media platforms and stuff, is then you're dependent on social media platforms. So you have to, not to say anything bad, Facebook.
Yeah, we love Facebook.
You guys. Yeah. But don't put us in jail. But it is always necessary to have your backup plan and to have your different ways you're going to be able to sell your business or get to your target markets as well. And another way to identify problems or to see how you can move forward, but also opportunities that might be available for you, is doing a SWOT analysis. They are fan-freaking-tastic. And that's just defining the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of your business. And then when you're aware of some of these things ahead of time, like you might get stuck in Facebook jail, then you already have a plan ahead of time as to how you're going to deal with that if it happens. So it's kind of a great way to be set up for success.
Absolutely. And if you kind of think of where our world is going, like I would identify a problem right now in social media. So we've already been discussing what other ways can we do it to go back to the old ways of doing business. And snail mail is a really cool way, because that way I can say, hey, I was introduced to you by, let's say, Carolyn. Here's a brochure. She told me your organization is really looking for foolproof results for your clients. Well, that's us.
Yeah.
So that is our company, because again, in our company, we can say that because there's always a result when you do these programs. So that's really important. Or what if one of the problems is, and I would write this down, you want to work with, let's say, I don't know, an organization that helps women with children who they're escaping for their life, but I don't know what that's
Domestic abuse.
It's called domestic abuse. So you have these organizations, but my brain would already be thinking, because the organization would pay for our services. So identifying a problem could be they might not have the money, though, for our specific program. So that it's preparing you as a strong foundational part of your business you'll always have those backup pieces, because you're going to be proactive in how you're going to fix these problems before they even come about.
Yeah. You've already got your backup plan going with those pieces too. It's just, it feels nicer to run business that way. Shannon says, off topic, can I have the photo? No, you can't just steal photos off our walls, but I'll take a picture of it for you, Shannon.
I was going to say, well, if you come. No,
oh, that's true.
No, doesn't matter. It's just a material thing. It is a cute little picture, but I'm glad you enjoy it. If any of you have questions as we're going through this, you want something more specific, or you're going through your own, cookie treats or sewing blankets, whatever, tack, like, just let us know, because business is still business globally around the world. That's the best part of being in business. Business is business. When people try to say that, oh, but it's different here, it's different there, it may be different in how you market to your target market, but business is still business, and you still have to have those strong components. So the next one is goal setting. Now, this is my favorite one, because I used to, I would say probably every, 3 years now I do this. I just get a scrapbook at a dollar store, and I write in and cut out all of the goals that I have for future. But here's the thing with future, being like a horse never thinks about the future. The horse does not, because then he's not safe. Horses don't think of past. However, with horses, they have stacked memories just like us. So they got the best memories in the world. They can recall the past at any given moment. So horses live in the moment. So with goal setting, here's the thing. Make your goals freaking ginormous. Have a day when you're watching your favorite show in pajamas. I love that. Your favorite drink. Do everything to do with your house, your horses, what your business looks like, your family life, traveling, being with your kids, volunteering, whatever all your goals are. Get it done in one shot, and make sure you're very specific to goals. So if you wanted your house paid off for, then I would put, I want my mortgage paid off by December 3rd, maybe 2030. Like I'm always very specific to dates, because then it makes it real. Once that is all done in your goals, I close that goal book up, because I don't want to live in the future. If you live in the future and you keep looking at the goal book all the time, it starts to overwhelm you with all the things you have down and all the things you haven't completed and all the things you have to in order to make that kind of money. And I would write down, how much money a month do you want to make in your business? How much money do you want to make in 2 years, in 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years? Or do you have residual income that you're wanting to goal for? Something that can be made without you having to constantly market it.
Shannon brings up a good piece here too, that she's still working on trying to get this funded through benefits as well. And I'm not sure if you've done this already, but having the opportunity to go to the source. So I would go talk to the benefit people and try to get something set up. It's very similar, like working with insurance companies. We just, another callback today from insurance company, that we're going to set up dedicated things through the insurance. So talking to the people and helping them through the process can be difficult. Whereas if you talk to the source and maybe you can get something set up on your own, that is a really great way to deal with it. We don't deal with that as much because we have, we work with organizations. So they're getting their funding from other places as well. And then I want to pay it off tomorrow. Well, that's always the good feels of, yes, we always want that piece too. But again, that's setting that goal of like, how much do you need to make to have it paid off by what time? So it's always that's being realistic with it too. If you set unrealistic goals, you're setting yourself up to feel really crappy in the future. It's not a good way to roll with it. So set realistic goals that you're going to feel good about when you surpass them, more so than if you don't make them by setting unrealistic ones.
Always do that, but I am telling you, also do the most outrageous, biggest dream that you've got. Because here's the thing, my friends, when you're serious and you write it down, it is amazing how the universe, God, whomever it is that you believe, there's a connection that happens on this journey and on this path that you are committed to your dream. It actually turns out way bigger than you ever imagined. Never in a million years. I just wanted to be so successful in owning my own business, being at my own home, and it was going to be the last business on earth. Carolyn joins in the team. Now we're going on this little trip together, this adventure. Then out of the blue, I get asked to become an instructor. I'm like, well, that wasn't written down in any of my notes.
No, because you have the overall dream, but then you still had your goals to get there, right?
Yeah.
So that's the part, and you break it down. Have the big dreams, right? Everybody wants to have big dreams at the end of the day. Just your goals are going to take you the step-by-step process to get there.
And then because of that, it opened up the entire world. Carolyn and I have traveled all over the world to do this certification because of how everything, like, that's why I'm saying it's always bigger, but make sure you're putting your big, huge stuff down because it's so exciting to be a part of. But I think, having a mortgage paid off, I mean, again, as you get older, I think things change. Mine is having moments with my family. Like, I would rather pay for us to be driven in a limo to a beautiful restaurant where we can enjoy each other's company versus paying off a credit card. Like, my goals are so different compared to when I was young, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's true. You have to kind of revisit those because sometimes your goals change in life.
They do. Yeah. They do. That's why every 3 years is kind of nice. The last thing, and then the gift. We are giving you a gift that's a 5-day little challenge for you. Mm-hmm. So you will be able to go in and do it at your own pace. There's no rush to complete it, but this is our way to say, hey, why not you? Of course you can do this. So this will give you in more detail some of the ways to get that business of yours moving forward.
Shannon's ready for it. She's already gift.
Yeah. What are we going to have put in?
I think we're going to go with that. Actually.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's put that up on the screen then.
So type in a gift to get it. You keep talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the last thing that you want to start thinking of, and this is why it's at the very end, is your elevator pitch. What the heck is an elevator pitch? It truly is when you have only mere moments, which is going for a ride in an elevator. If someone said, hey, Carolyn, what the heck do you do? That you will have a 1-sentence little thing that tells that human what you do instead of a long story.
Yeah, because you have to keep it succinct because you don't want to be putting time into people that are interested in your services. That's really what it is at the end of the day. You don't have to try to beat a dead horse, for lack of a better term. You just want something super succinct. I work in a skill development program helping women to move forward with their lives with horses. That's it. Or depending, whatever it's slowest type ever. Stop. It's very hard at this angle. But you want to make sure that you are bringing in something very succinct because then if somebody says to you, oh, I'm an accountant, they obviously just don't really care about what you just said. If it doesn't pique their interest, okay, great. Then you can move forward from there. If somebody says, oh, really? How does that work? Or something along those lines, it's starting a quality conversation versus a quantity conversation. Those are exhausting.
And and you do have to practice it. But I personally love, and Jane, just so you know, Jane Hemingway Moore in Australia does go to New Zealand to do training every couple of years, but you could hop on a plane too and go to her Sydney training. So it's the same exact course as well. But yeah, we love New Zealand. Interesting. I dreamt about New Zealand last night and the water was so amazing. And I was on a plane, but those baby swings that your feet and like the bucket,
like the diaper swings.
It was so weird because this plane was going slow enough for me. And I still remember the water is so stunning. And I'm not afraid of anything in New Zealand because you guys don't have anything scary like Australia. Australia's got every scary living animal, mammal, beast, insect known to mankind.
Everything can kill you.
But the plane would let me dip my feet in this bucket and it was all these different colors. It was a really cool dream. So that's really neat. Anywho, my favorite thing when people ask what I do, I love the word I help. Mm-hmm. It feels very personal to me because I do take it personally. I help other humans do exactly what it is that I do. And that's with working with horses every day to change humans' lives. Because that's what my major passion is now. I want to help people just like you to be able to do what we do. Because there's nothing more powerful than waking up every morning to say, oh my gosh, what a great day. Because this is my life. This is my job. I make a living working with horses. I get to smell them. I get to be with them every day. I get to create my own hours, have my own time to travel or just take time off because I can. So yeah, my passion is I help others to do exactly what it is that we do so you can have the success just like we do. To have that little wake up in the morning feeling and just know you're right where you're supposed to be.
And depending on who you're talking to, you kind of switch things up a little bit as well, right? Because if you're at a human resources conference, you're going to probably tell them that you're working with team building or something. Or if you're at a women's workshop or what was that? The women's expo or something along those lines, you're going to switch it up to who your target market is that might be there as well, but you still keep them nice and short and succinct and clear. Because then you just get a nice, good conversation instead of all of the little ones where everybody tells you about the horse accident they have. I don't know what happened to people, but
everyone's had a horse accident.
I was on a trail ride and it went poorly all the time. I don't know what happens, but you don't want all those conversations.
And I'm not sure if it's Buddy or Jimmy who's on. But y'all, I love that. That's what I love about the US. Y'all, it's so fun just to even say those words. I try it all the time. So yes, put in gift and you are ready to rock and roll. So I'm not sure how Carolyn will do this
with the link and the code to get it for free.
You're going to love it. So enjoy. And of course, if you need any help, you always have us here.
But sign in and do it right away. It's only going to be available that the code will work for what should I give till?
It's Buddy. Thank you, Buddy.
Oh, hey, Buddy. Should we give them till Friday?
Sure.
Yeah, a couple days. So that's all you got. So I'm going to set up the code, put it
right
in
now.
And then on Friday, code go bye-bye. So this gift goes away.
Yeah. So take the gift immediately because it can help someone else. And if you know someone else who's also looking, share it with them. Why not?
Yeah.
The more we all share, the more we help each other, the more we're all doing our purpose on earth by helping each other to do so.
And that's why sharing is.
I don't.
But it is. Everything you just said, it makes it true.
But I just don't. I don't like the saying.
But it's true. It's caring in this case, especially.
Yes, yeah. She loves that line.
I do. And you just described it. And I'm like, because that's caring, man.
And it is. So I guess we do care. No, I'm only teasing. Okay, well, I hope that has really helped any of you. Again, doesn't matter what kind of a business, you'd have to go through that same process because you got to understand the foundation first. And of course, why not you? Remember, we're here for a very teeny time on earth, very, very teeny. Think about how much time you have left. Don't sit on the fence anymore. Get your dream moving because not too many people on this earth get to wake up every day to say they're doing what they wanted to always do.
Yep. And you know how fast the last 10, 15, or 20 years went? like that.
So scary.
The next ones are going to go just the same.
I think
So,
it gets worse as we get older,
I agree.
Charles.
I agree. Because I remember summer vacation felt so long.
Yeah.
Now I blink and I'm like, why are you going back to school already? And it's done. So it does. It goes faster as you get older because we get busier and we got more stuff going on all the time. But it's going to go just as fast as you go forward, if not faster. So that's why now is the moment. You can't just sit on it your whole life, because then nothing changes if nothing changes.
No, darn toot and galootin'.
That was profound.
I know, it really was. Any hoodle, have an amazing day, because you are always so worth it. We will see you next week as well. And we are having some guest speakers in the month of November. So very, very excited about that. And get your gift and enjoy the ride.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon. Put gift in. You only got till Friday, so I will comment back.
Rosalind, Buddy is my horse's name.
We have a buddy too.
Yeah. Buddy, you're popular guy.
Hi, buddy.